It's a great pleasure to be here in Barcelona this year after a short break in the organization of annual meetings. And it's wonderful that today we have more than 320 people who have registered for this meeting. Apart from those who are here on site, we have more than 260 people online, and that is a major achievement. A very warm welcome, therefore, to our annual conference, the 32nd conference of Academia Europaea and the 10th annual meeting of the Young Academy of Europe. I think you will all agree with me that our program is really a stellar program. Just a few highlights. Of course, the presentation and the medal lecture to Roger Penrose, Nobel laureate in physics, and the first medalist today who will receive a medal. Another highlight will be the presentation of the Academia Europaea Gold Award to Ole Pedersen, who is here in person. We have 2 Balzan Prize lectures. We have 2 keynote presentations on very exciting topics like volcanism and the mysteries of memory. And these presentations will be given on site. Then we have the part organized by the Young Academy of Europe, including the André Miske Prize Award, and a panel debate organized by the Young Academy of Europe on the very important topic, redefining rewards and recognition for European scholars. Of course, when we speak about the Young Academy of Europe, we should not forget that we are ourselves also a relatively young academy, founded in 1988 in Cambridge, not so long ago. And I'm extremely pleased that the recipient of the Gold Award, Ole Pedersen, was one of the founders, and he is on this picture. That time, this was a pretty compact group, a group that realized that Europe needed a pan-European academy, and particularly in view of the important changes in the political landscape at that time. These people had a vision, and I think that vision is even more important today than at the time of foundation of the academy. Today, we are with close to 5,000 people, and we just have been electing 361 scholars. This is quite a big group, and we see an ever-increasing level of activity in the different classes. And I like to stress here that we are very fortunate that we have such a wide range of fields represented in our academy. You see, apart from physical sciences and life sciences, also a very strong component in social sciences and humanities. And I will come back to that later in the context of the scientific advice mechanism to the European Commission. Well, our mission, shown here, of course, first to promote wider appreciation of the value of European scholarship and research. Second item, make recommendations to national governments and international agencies concerning matters affecting science, scholarship, and academic life in Europe. This also includes the European Commission. To encourage interdisciplinary and international research in all areas of learning, particularly in relation to European issues, and to identify topics of trans-European importance to science and scholarship and propose appropriate action to ensure that these issues are adequately studied. And I like to stress here the word action, because it's one thing to identify these topics, but the other thing is to act on these things. And today we are in a position that we have enough critical mass and quality in our academy to act. Strategic priorities summarized in our strategic plan for the period 2019-2024. And it's very clear that we are on the way to broaden the support base for these activities and to make these priorities reality. Supporting excellence in scholarship is, of course, a core business for us. And in that context, I like to mention in particular, of course, the Erasmus Medal. 2020, the recipient Roger Penrose. 2021, the recipient Philippe Adjon. Then, of course, we have the Hypatia Prize, sponsored by the city of Barcelona for scientific achievement in all fields of sciences. And I think this is really a very important example of a partnership between the citizens and an academy. And we are very grateful to our colleagues in Barcelona to make this prize reality. Then, last but not least, the Adam Condorossi Prize, a biennial prize for excellence in plant sciences, which will be awarded coming Friday. Academia Europaea is a truly pan-European academy, and this is also illustrated by this map here, showing the distribution of our regional knowledge hubs. 7 hubs in all corners of Europe, from Bergen in the north to Barcelona in the south, from Cardiff in the west, all the way to Tbilisi in Georgia in the east. 7 is a happy number, and just a few pictures of these hubs. And of course, all of you know the beautiful Barcelona hub shown right at the top. But I can assure you that these hubs are all powerhouses. They play a very important role in the functioning of our academy. They bring the academy closer to its members. And of course, the Barcelona hub is very dear to our heart. And it's very impressive if you look to their activities this year, which is a difficult year in the context of COVID. They have continued to function on a high level, also reaching out to the citizens. And of course, we are very pleased that they had the energy to organize this meeting and do a lot of work to make also this meeting a reality. Young Academy of Europe, I already mentioned this earlier at this presentation, a pan-European initiative of outstanding young scientists for networking and scientific exchange and science policy. And we are very happy with the affiliation of the Young Academy of Europe with our academy. And again, this meeting is a joint enterprise of the 2 organizations. Scientific advice mechanism is another very important recent development. Scientific advice mechanism to the European Commission. And this is a close partnership between the group of chief scientific advisors, which is chaired at this moment by Nicole Grobert, a former chair of the Young Academy of Europe, and also with Eva Condorossi, member of our board in this group of 7 chief scientific advisors. A close partnership between that group and SAPEA. SAPEA stands for a consortium of the academies. The acronym stands for Scientific Advice for Policy by European Academies. And again, this is a beautiful mechanism delivering advice upon request by the European Commission for policy making, for legislation. So we have a recipient for this advice. And that is a very important development, that the Commission takes basically this into account in making decisions where they realize the importance of building on what we know from the scientific side. The partners in this consortium are federations of national academies, such as Europaea, which is a federation of national academies in engineering, FEAM, which is a federation of national academies in medical sciences, ALEA, well known to most of you, federation of national academies with a broad composition, and the European Academy Science Advisory Board, ESAC, of which we are ourselves a partner. This is basically a slide which shows the products. And the products are called ERRs, which is standing for SAPEA Evidence Review Reports. And if you look to the titles of these reports, you realize that all these topics deal with issues which need an input from different fields of science. You realize that when we talk about transforming the future of aging, that it's not only a life science issue. We need also here the issue to be addressed in a good way. We need the input from the social sciences and the humanities. And that applies to all of these topics. Academia Europaea is a very active component of this system. And we have so far produced 3 evidence review reports. And the first one, Food from the Oceans, has established the model for all of these ones. We have also led the report on making sense of science. That is a very important topic, of course, to build on scientific knowledge, which is not always complete. So living with the uncertainties and take into account basically the spectrum of what we know, but also identifying gaps in our knowledge. We have also done the systematic review on sustainable food systems. And here I would like to mention the key contribution to this effort made by the Cardiff Hub, directed by Ole Petersen. Ongoing is work on the topics listed here. The issue of the energy transition, very important in the context of the Green Deal of the European Commission. Another important issue is, of course, how to deal also in the future with the issue of crisis management. The need also to provide advice on a little bit of shorter term than basically is most time the case with topics where we are not so much under stress. And another very important topic is the cancer screening topic, which is also a topic which will be dealt with in one of the missions of the European Commission. In other words, a lot of work is going on. We are very happy with the very active response of our membership to serve as experts in the working groups of SAPEA. We are very happy with the active involvement of our members in general with our activities. After all, our academy is all about people. So it's a great pleasure to see you here in person. And it's a great pleasure also to notice that so many people have registered online. So again, a very warm welcome. But of course, I cannot resist by also expressing my very sincere thanks to the Barcelona Biomedical Research Park for hosting us, and of course to the event organizers, Rica Guerrero and Kim and their team at our hub, and of course Monica and her team at Manners. So please give them a hand.